Ew. Alright, today we're going to be updating you on the new things they added to the Action Enforcer in Disney Infinity 3.0. But first, let's do a quick rundown of how the toy works. It's a pretty simple toy. It only has one out, and that is action attempted. That means you can send a message to any other toy whenever any one of the actions are done. This is really good for, like, say, the celebration. You make them do their celebratory dance, and then this toy will tell text creator to put up the "You won" sign. There are no properties to this toy. It really is as simple as that. Now, where the fun comes in is using a trigger. In this case, we are going to use a button to actually enforce an action. Now, the first actions were all covered in the original tutorial, so we're going to focus on everything that came in 3.0. And those were all skins. In Disney Infinity 2.0, this toy was used specifically to make things happen. Get tripped, get knocked back, float. In 3.0, they've added these skins. They can be used just for fun, or they can be used for story elements, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. But first, let's go ahead and do a tank symbiote. And when you choose what will happen, just like before, you can choose who it will happen to. In this case, we have the triggering player. We have everybody. You can have it happen to a specific player or a specific team. We're going to go ahead and do the triggering player for now, just because it's the easiest one to do. And then, whenever we step on it, we have been turned into a symbiote. Look at that. Now, just like before, this will only last for a certain amount of time. But there is a way to make it last as long as you want. The reason you would do something like this is, for example, with the tank symbiote we just did, you can have something happen which infects your player with the symbiote, and then he stays a symbiote until he fulfills some requirements in your game. And let's show you how to do that. First, we need to erase the original link we created. And this time, what we're going to do is we're going to tell our trigger, in this case, still going to be the button, player any, that when we step on it, we want this repeater to turn on. Actually, what we want it to do is not turn on. Yeah. And then we tell the repeater, new logic connection, repeat, and then we'll go back to the tank symbiote. Now, in this case, we don't have triggering player because a player didn't trigger it. So, we're just going to have it say player 1 because we are only doing one player. Now, you could have it do all, you could have it do specific players, that's up to you. And now, as you can see, we turn into a symbiote, and we'll stay a symbiote. And then you can have anything happen. It could be collect a certain number of medicine orbs, cross a certain gate, enter a trigger box, any sort of thing which will then turn off the repeater and allow the skin to wear off. Now let's take a look at all of the different skins that were added in 3.0. Alright, here we've made a bunch of buttons with all of the new 3.0 skins. So let's go ahead and take a look at them all. First, we have shaving cream. And oh look, he looks like he's covered in shaving cream. Just enough to shave a Wookiee. Next we have Sludge, which looks like he's covered in slop. Then we have the Fear Tech paint from Monsters Inc. That's the bad university. And then we have the Monsters University paint. Next we have Glitch, which is neat. It can be used for things like Tron levels or game levels. Doesn't last very long, but it can also be done with the repeater, so that way it repeats every so many seconds. Next is Pixie Dust. This was used in 2.0 for a few of the flying figures. Now you can use it just as a nice little extra, maybe during a celebration, or there's lots of different reasons to use it. Next is Subtle Sparkle. Now, that doesn't look very subtle to me, but it does look sparkly. Stinger. It's a lot like the Shock from Disney 2.0, but it doesn't actually make anything happen to you. It's only the skin. Alright, next is Electric. It doesn't actually make your character do anything, it just does the electricity skin. Right, this is the regular symbiote, like Venom. Does not last very long, but it also doesn't look very good either. If you're going to use it for your character, I prefer the tank symbiote. It becomes very obvious what it is you're going for. Next is the Blue Grid. It doesn't last very long. Another Tron type skin. And of course you also get the Orange Grid. So that coupled with maybe the Glitch, and you can have some fun in a Tron style level. Next is Ghost. It's the same look as when you take the figure off the base, but it can also be used for some pretty good storytelling ideas if you try hard enough. And there's the hologram that we showed you in our montage earlier. There's ice. It doesn't actually freeze you, just looks like you're covered in ice, or I should say made of ice. Now, I called this mud, but it's actually called muck. For some reason, the Disney Infinity text creator doesn't like the word muck, and so won't let you use it. Milkshake looks a lot like shaving cream except blue. Boys in yard not included. And last is an aura. Another one of those ones that's can be used for storytelling purposes, but really all of these skins, that's really what they're for. 3.0 looks like it's really working hard to help us make better stories, which is really nice.